Most people think boundaries are walls, something you build to keep people out, something cold, defensive, and ultimately lonely. But the most emotionally healthy people in the world have discovered something completely opposite. Boundaries are not what keep connection out. They are what make genuine connection possible. And the people with the clearest, most consistent limits in their lives tend to have the deepest, most honest relationships of anyone around them. Here is what nobody tells you. The absence of boundaries doesn't create closeness, it creates resentment. And resentment, built slowly over months and years of swallowed feelings and unspoken limits, is the thing that quietly destroys more relationships than almost any other force on earth. These are the 7 boundaries that emotionally healthy people set consistently, and at least one of them is something you have needed to set for longer than you want to admit. The first boundary is around their time and energy. Emotionally healthy people understand that saying yes to everything is not generosity. It is a slow form of self-abandonment. They have learned to evaluate requests honestly, to ask themselves whether they actually have the capacity, and to say no clearly and without excessive explanation when the answer is no. Not rudely, not apologetically, just honestly, because an honest no protects the quality of every yes they ever give. The second boundary is around how they allow people to speak to them. This is not about being oversensitive. It is about having a consistent standard. Emotionally healthy people do not accept being spoken to with contempt, dismissiveness, or cruelty, regardless of who is delivering it. Not from a partner, not from a parent, not from a boss. They address it directly, calmly, and exactly once. And if the behavior continues, the access to them changes. The third boundary is around their mental space after conflict. Not every argument requires an immediate resolution. Not every difficult conversation needs to be finished in the same hour it started. Emotionally healthy people give themselves permission to step away from emotionally charged situations before they say things they cannot take back. This is not avoidance. It is a commitment to returning to the conversation as someone capable of having it productively. The fourth boundary is around the information they share and with whom. Emotionally healthy people have learned, often through painful experience, that vulnerability requires safety. They don't share deeply personal things with people who have not demonstrated the capacity to handle them with care. They build trust incrementally. They watch how people treat the small things before offering the large ones. Because personal information given to the wrong person doesn't just disappear. It resurfaces as a weapon exactly when you are least prepared. The fifth boundary is around taking responsibility for other people's emotions. Emotionally healthy people are empathetic. They care deeply about how others feel. But they have learned the difference between caring about someone's feelings and being responsible for managing them. They can be present with someone in pain without feeling obligated to fix it, prevent it, or absorb it themselves. That distinction protects both people in the relationship more than most people realize. The sixth boundary is around their values under social pressure. When the room is going one direction and their gut is going another, emotionally healthy people have developed the ability to stay where their values point them. They don't need to make a speech about it, they just quietly hold the line. This kind of internal consistency, behaving according to your own principles rather than the mood of the group, is one of the rarest and most quietly powerful things a person can do. The seventh boundary is around their own healing. Emotionally healthy people protect their recovery, their growth, and their peace with the same seriousness they would protect anything else that matters to them. They limit time with people who consistently pull them backward. They guard habits and practices that keep them grounded. They understand that staying well in a world that constantly pulls at your stability is not passive. It requires deliberate, daily protection. Here is the deep truth underneath all 7 of these. A boundary is not a punishment you give to someone else. It is a promise you make to yourself about how you intend to live.